Well, let's see if I remember how to do this. What was the saying? That's right. Roll that damn intro, the new intro. Alright, what's going on, guys? Yes, Fortminorproject back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. And in here for another episode of Pro Wrestling Today. It's been quite a bit since I've actually done a video right here on YouTube, but I am here and just really trying to up the game a little bit, if you will, on YouTube. And there's been quite a lot to talk about lately. In terms of like YouTube channel direction and everything, I'm looking, of course, as you see it, having Pro Wrestling Today back, and the hot seat back, but I think I'll keep it just one guest only, old school style, so I think that would be pretty dope to see. And yeah, just a lot of stuff also coming in the works. Alright, so getting right down into it, just basically winging it here on what's been going on as of late, and talking a little briefly on the Superstar Shakeup that happened most recently, of course, as last week and everything. And of course, things, there was definitely a lot of changes that has been going on, especially not just with matches, but with name changes. There's been a lot of that too as well, and people actually going from one brand and then back to another in terms of like couples wise and everything like that. But in terms of who did the better deal, if you ask me, I think SmackDown definitely, since I know they had that change up going in the fall for Fox, and they'll be on there and everything, so you want to get everybody that you possibly can on just SmackDown. So of course you got guys like Aleister Black there, a part of SmackDown and everything. So just to name a few, we got Roman Reigns, Elias, and that's just some of the people that have been on for SmackDown. And for Raw, you got guys like AJ Styles, you got Ricochet, and just to name a few there. So the change up definitely happened with this week and everything. So we'll see where things go so far, with Raw and everything as of right now, since I'm actually taping this, since Raw was last night and everything, for round one of the shakeup and everything, to see who's going to be doing better in terms of the shows and everything. So, we'll see where things go, and there you have it with that. Getting back into, with the recent name changes, I don't really care for. I know they had Warriors actually becoming the Viking Experience, which is a stupid ass name, to be all honest now. And now they're basically calling themselves Viking Raiders. So it's really crazy where things are going. I know they had a while back from Andrade and Almas now being Andrade, and Mustafa Ali to being Ali. The only name change that I really see that actually makes sense and it's kind of a throwback is Bobby Roode being now Robert Roode. So that one doesn't really bother me too much. So hopefully that will stop. There's no really need to actually change things and have that whole name change. What's broke, you can fix it, but what ain't broke, you don't have to fix it. So there's that too. Also, where we have AEW, which is coming up actually in the fall, so we're starting to see more pieces of the puzzle coming together. A while back, Jim Ross was able to be a part of commentary now and everything, and Alicia Natal also be a part of AEW now. Goldust is actually going to be there, I guess, as Dustin Rhodes now, so it seems, and able to face Cody Rhodes at the upcoming pay-per-view for Double or Nothing. And I know they're supposed to try and work on that TV deal, whether it be on TBS or TNT. I can see it going either one of those, and that would be pretty interesting to see. So feeling hopeful about it, and also one of those things I'm gonna see where it goes, and whether or not it's gonna be in competition with WWE. Not right now at this point, since they're just getting their start. they're building their rosters and everything, having the shows, come together and everything, and then after a while, then possibly, um, I think that would be actually really good, thinking about it a lot more, having AEW eventually be competition and WWE actually stepping up and everything and changing their ways and stuff. So, we haven't seen that in a long time. So, hopefully once it does happen, actually be good. It doesn't have to be, too crazy or anything, but, seeing that good competition and everything, and to see who would be, the better of the actual companies and stuff like that, and who also will actually join AEW. So, it's coming together and everything. So that leads to the next thing. Basically, who do you want to see join AEW that hasn't been able to be announced? I know Ali has been able to be there as well. So that was pretty interesting to see that, since Rosemary didn't get to join her there and she actually re-signed with Impact Wrestling. So, I want to see where that goes and everything, since they've been having really great stuff on Impact now that Rosemary's basically more on her own. Same thing with Ali. So, wonder where that's gonna go, and just to name a few in that. So, definitely a lot more coming. And for the final thing before I go, that happened over the Easter weekend, and actually getting into two things, might I add, as well. I saw most recently at an indie show that looked like what was rumored to be possibly CM Punk actually showing up and having a GTS on one of the competitors there at the indie event and everything. So, him coming back to wrestling, not necessarily WWE, but in, having it be where he's like showing up at these indie shows and everything and doing some, run-ins like that, with him being with the mask and everything like that, and kind of being mysterious in that way. So it doesn't seem like he's completely done with wrestling, but, we'll have to see where that goes, and maybe we'll see him more often now and everything. I've been hearing he's been doing that for quite some time, on and off and everything. And of course, being with, trying to deal with the whole UFC thing and trying to do that and some movies I heard. So there's always that. So that was pretty interesting that happened over the weekend. Then, yes, definitely the last thing that I do have here, and of course, where we had the special for the Shield, and having it be where there was a live event actually televised, kind of like a WWE MSG type of thing. I kind of got that vibe out of that, and hopefully they can do more of those. It doesn't have to be all the time, but, every once in a while, have a house show be, there and everything on the network, and whether it be a special like that or just to have it and to see, something different going for the network and everything. And I hope that it isn't gonna be the last time, but you never really say never, especially for Dean Ambrose, looking to leave, and it looks like he's gonna be done for now with wrestling, but I'm sure with the time, take a break and then get rejuvenated and relax, and since after being, I guess, burnt out and everything, he just wants to take a chill pill and relax and everything and get better at that, and see what could happen afterwards, and hopefully he will come back, and which I'm pretty sure, in my honest opinion, he'll come back eventually. So again, one of those never say never type of things. So that's just me, and yeah, it was pretty interesting special, and like I said, maybe they'll have it, here and there. It doesn't have to be all the time, but hopefully it isn't the final time that we see Dean Ambrose, and I'm sure he'll be back within time. And when exactly, that remains to be seen. So what are your own thoughts on that, and when do you think Dean Ambrose is going to be coming back? What would you like to see him do? And we'll discuss that as well. So with that being said, that has to do with another episode of Pro Wrestling Today, the return of Pro Wrestling Today. What are your own thoughts on everything that I covered, from Dean Ambrose to the Superstar Shakeup to AEW and everything else in pro wrestling in general? What are your own thoughts that's been going on as of late? Of course, leave that in the comment box down below. Leave a like as always, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay notified for all my videos, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell the next video maybe until then, see you then. Peace.